Welcome to today's episode of Direct Mail Automation School, the podcast for marketers who are looking for an edge as they deploy direct mail and omni-channel marketing campaigns. I'm Dennis Kelly, CEO of Postalytics, the leading direct mail automation platform designed for marketers to deploy automated direct mail and omni-channel marketing campaigns with the speed, integration, and analytics of digital marketing. We're excited to have a great guest today, Tom Foti. Tom is the Vice President of Product Solutions at the United States Postal Service. In this role, he's responsible for overseeing enterprise-wide product solutions, focusing on strategic development, and managing a diverse portfolio of product lines and services. He's been at the USPS for over 32 years, and he's had executive leadership roles in product management, domestic and international package strategy, and technology planning and analysis. He holds an MBA in finance from the University of Maryland and a bachelor's degree in management from the State University of New York at Geneseo. Welcome, Tom. We're psyched to have you on the Direct Mail Automation School today.
Thank you, Dennis. It's great to be here. I'm happy to participate in this.
Excellent. Tom, a lot of our audience uses the USPS products all day long in both their personal and their business lives. I'm sure that they are really eager to learn your role at the USPS and how it impacts direct mail and e-commerce marketers that use these USPS products every day. So give us a sense of your role and how it interacts with these important ecosystems and the things that you and your team are focused on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, Dennis. So I guess my role in the direct mail space, and I manage a lot of the mail products within the Postal Service. So first class mail, as well as direct mail and periodicals, and in all different types of direct mail, catalogs to advertise flyers and the like. But the reality is I see my role as wanting to make the mailbox valuable to consumers. I want consumers to go to the mailbox. So I want to create products and services that enable our customers to leverage the Postal Service network and the mailbox to communicate with their customers. So a lot of our work day to day is in that marketing, what we would call our marketing mail space, in the direct mail space, because that is a great asset for the mailbox. And we work closely with marketers and those within the postal supply chain to ensure that our requirements, our rules and regulation. I hate to get into regulatory speak, but you have to deal with some of that, being who we are. But then also from a marketing standpoint, that we enable the creativity and innovation to happen with marketers, so that they can effectively engage customers or prospective customers in ways. So, with all that said, it is we make sure that everything from the physical specifications of mail products are a certain way that they can run efficiently on our equipment from a cost efficiency operational perspective, to all the way of developing and managing our promotions program, which is designed to encourage creativity and innovation in marketers, leveraging new technologies, whether they be augmented reality or new print technology or paper technology, or even some of our informed delivery program assets that we have. So we encourage innovation so that, again, that we stay relevant in today's marketplace. We do this sort of the blocking and tackling that's necessary from an operational standpoint. But the whole bottom line is to make sure that we continue to make mail valuable to consumers and they continue to go to their mailbox.
Well, that's a really big job. The USPS is a huge organization with a lot of moving parts, and the ability to create a platform for marketers to use, as you're saying, a physical platform is a tremendous responsibility, and I think it's uh, exciting that you know folks like you are there driving on this every day, trying to really make that platform something that marketers want to use and something that consumers want to use. So that's great. Uh, Speaking of consumers, I would assume, given what you guys are doing, you're pretty tapped into new behaviors and trends, and that's got to be a part of your planning and things that you are focused on building out. And so, are you seeing anything here in 2023 that is bubbling up that our audience may want to know about in terms of consumer trends and habits?
We do track consumer trends, and we particularly track consumer trends around how they engage with our mail products. Because I mean, we're not naive to what's happening out there in the market or in everyday society, and the reliance on digital technology, and everyone's carrying around their phone and looking at their phone, hundreds of times a day. But so the consumer behavior that we, obviously there's more e-commerce and online behavior that continues to happen. But interesting enough, and consumers still very much engage with the physical mail pieces, and not only engage with it, but react differently in today's environment. Right now the physical becomes the sort of, I always say it's a premium way to communicate with customers in today's environment, because it does have that tactile nature. But we know that consumers, uh, uh, every 6 days a week, we deliver mail 6 days, sometimes 7 days a week, across the country. Every address across the country, and households are picking up their mail. 60%, nearly 60% of households check their mail 6 days a week. And if you go to 5 days a week, it gets up to above 75%. So consumers are very much going to the mailbox still, and not only that, it shows that across generations. Even the millennials, they find that they our research shows that they are very much interested in going to the mailbox, and not only going to the mailbox, but going to the mailbox at the first opportunity they can during the day. Um, and across the board, customers spend about 3 minutes looking at these mail pieces, and another 6 minutes actually reading the mail pieces. So it is a habit that's been around for generations, but has continued. Even with the onslaught of digital technology, and the major new ways, or I'm not even sure we can call them new ways, but the new opportunities to communicate. So certainly, and that will evolve over time, and mail has changed over time. Mail has changed in such a way that it now has to be more relevant and personalized. It has to be timed in the right way. You can't just spray and pray is the old term that they used to make, when you just mail everybody the same message and at the same time, and hope it works. The data and technology around mail has reached a level of sophistication which has made it equally, or if not surpassed, some of these other channels, and it has evolved as the consumer has changed, as they in the ways that they communicate and take in information.
Well, I completely agree. And and this notion that the physical channel, that direct mail is a premium way to communicate, is makes a ton of sense when you consider, you know, back in the day, this phrase junk mail came up, right? And that was when
Right.
everybody's mailbox was overflowing with spray and pray types of communications. But, spray and pray is now moved. Spray and pray is now an email where the average person gets around 300 emails a day. In its transition to digital, where the average person now sees about 5,000 digital ads a day, believe it or not. And so you get that, 5 to 10 pieces of mail. That by definition is premium, because
Right.
only a few of these folks are taking the time and the energy and the expense to reach out in that physical way. And so it's really turned on its ear. And so I think positioning mail as a premium communication channel makes a ton of sense. So
And David, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've seen, and I have talked with, in the past, I've talked with digital marketers, and that's how they'll utilize when they have clients, and they're selling digital channels to their clients. But when they want to make make an impression with a customer, they'll offer to their clients to utilize, tactile, physical direct mail as a way to sort of stand out to their customers. And these are digital agencies that recognize direct mail as sort of that premium. That, hey, that customer, this customer just sent me this mail piece, and they spent the time to put ink on paper and mail it to me. Actually makes an impression on customers. So yeah, we're starting to see that. It's amazing how things change
absolutely.
over time, right?
It's true. It's true. It's really part of the Postalytics mantra. You go to our website, and
Right.
we talk about standing out with direct mail automation. And so, the idea of merging technology and automation with this premium product is what we're really trying to capitalize on. So
Right.
shifting gears a little bit,
Right.
our audience may not be aware fully of what's going on at the USPS. There's a massive transformation that is in process. There's a 10-year strategic plan called Delivering for America. I've had the opportunity to listen to Postmaster General DeJoy discuss this plan in quite a bit of detail at conferences. And I have to say, it's incredibly compelling. Uh, a lot of our audience probably is not that familiar with what is happening. So could you highlight a few things that, are taking place that would impact, how marketers use, the USPS and what they might be able to see as these changes start to roll out?
Yeah, sure, Dennis, and you're right. Our Deliver for the America plan is sort of the foundation of how we are managing and running the organization now. It's over 2 years old. We introduced it a couple of years ago, uh, uh, um, uh, under the leadership of Postmaster Louis DeJoy. And fundamentally, I mean, at the foundation is making sure we have a network and an infrastructure in place to serve the American public, but both from a consumer and from a business standpoint, for decades to come. We have experienced some financial troubles over the last couple of decades, and the if we continue doing what we are doing, it just wasn't a viable a business model. So the plan itself, focuses on ensuring, making investments in the organization, in our network, across our network, in ways that will improve the efficiency and the performance of the organization. And it's an investment across the board, all the way from our physical facilities to our capital equipment and mail processing and package equipment, to perhaps most importantly our people, investing in our people in ways that encouraging the Postal Service as a valued a career path for people, allowing our employees to have the ability to add value within our network. So it crosses the gamut. There are some other financial and regulatory aspects of it that address some of the retirement funding and Medicare aspects of it, but fundamentally it's revamping the way we do our business and taking hold of our future, right? And being able to make decisions about the organization so that it remains viable and a robust organization and that drives e-commerce, whether it be on the shipping side or the mail or direct marketing side. And we've seen great success thus far. We've made financial success. We've done some things. I mentioned some of the physical. We've made commitments to electric vehicles and a network that would support electric vehicles to be effective. Like I'm not sure whether I meant, package sorting equipment, revamping our entire transportation network. So there's a lot of activity in many different directions, but fundamentally, we're in the process of transforming it. We've got it. We've done great work in the first couple of years, and I expect this to continue over the next several years.
Super exciting. The presentation that I saw really kind of dove into how like these regional hubs are being re-engineered so that they are so much more efficient and have fewer trucks driving around all day. I think Postmaster DeJoy said that they're really good at delivering air, and because there's so much overlap, and so I think that having this real logistics modernization should have a tremendous impact on reliability and performance, and so that the network, as you say, is built to perform for the next several decades, as opposed to try to tweak the thing that had been built over time in a different era. So super exciting.
Yeah, it gets fundamental is we're going to have clearly defined facilities as to what they do, and what that does is that eliminates the number of transportation routes that are out there, allows consolidation in those trucks so that you have fuller trucks carrying less air. So that there's efficiencies all around it in doing this and doing things in a more standardized way, and not only doing them, but doing them in a quality way, right? And doing them in a way that we can be truly committed and show our customers that we can perform. And this gets to the reliability and the reliability of our service commitments to our customers.
Awesome. Great news. I just saw actually earlier this week that the USPS and a research group called the Winterberry Group, they just released a major new research report titled Delivering Performance Direct Mail in the United States 2023. And in that report, it includes results from interviews with thought leaders and executives from major U.S. mailers, as well as companies in the mail supply chain, and a survey of more than 500 enterprise and middle marketing executives. So, big new piece of research. What are some of the key findings that you have found interesting that have bubbled up out of this research, and how do they impact the way you and the team think about the future landscape of direct mail?
Yeah, we partnered with the Winterberry Group and try to get an understanding of the landscape out there in the marketing landscape there, and not surprisingly, they what they're saying is that brands have embrace this omni-channel philosophy of trying to reach customers through various channels, the appropriate channels that consumers want to be reached at, both digitally and traditionally. And direct mail continues to play a role with these brands, according to this research. And the reason why is now marketers are more and more being driven by performance, and the performance, the channels that perform are the ones where are going to get the attention, and the resources will be directed towards those channels. And what they found, when you look at performance-based channels, that these marketers have realized that you have to use this omni-channel approach, and an omni-channel approach with that isn't always digital and shouldn't always be digital. And that physical mail piece, or traditional marketing channels often have to be part of that. And the research also said, part of that is being driven by the technology in the data, the availability of data to be integrated in and across all of these channels. You can start to leverage your CDM platforms across many of these channels using the same data sources. So it's offering opportunities to utilize direct mail. Same data for direct mail, for email, for social, for various, for other internet advertising, as well as the creative aspect of the content creation portion of it. That whole integration across channels has made the accessibility of the omni-channel more accessible for all types of marketers and brands. So the research, in many ways, it was, some of it was obvious, but then there were some eye-opening things as to how much the importance of data in marketers. Again, it's pretty obvious. We data is important to all businesses, but marketers in particular. But the importance of integrating that data in such a way that it can be utilized across all platforms, or all channels, because of the importance of reaching consumers based upon where they are and how they want to be reached, is an important aspect of it. So, yeah, enlightening research, worth a read, and certainly, I think any marketer could get some value out of it.
Excellent. Yeah, I have been digesting this for the last few days, and I think there's a tremendous amount there. One of the conclusions that bubbled up that I thought was pretty compelling. I'll read the quote, and it relates to what you were just saying about data. Improvements in the integration of data and creative content, coupled with the advent of less expensive and more capable marketing technologies, are allowing direct mailers to achieve long promised value from on-demand production, personalization, trigger-driven programs, retargeting, and other innovations that capitalize on intent signals in the buying cycle. And so that's the conclusion. And from our perspective at Postalytics, that's really what we're all about, is that particular section. And really, triggered marketing is at the heart of marketing automation. Nearly every company has invested in significant marketing automation. And so they have these workflow engines and this ability to do triggered work. And so the ability of these engines to combine data and behavior to deliver specific messages at specific times of the customer journey is now a reality. And so how do you see the impact of these improvements impacting how marketers use direct mail in omni-channel campaigns?
Yeah, I mean, we think that trigger marketing is a key aspect, and we want to encourage marketers to utilize that. And when I say trigger, like from and actually, I mentioned our promotions earlier. We have a promotions on retargeting that encourage customers to, hey, if you can send a relevant mail piece to a customer based upon their online behaviors that trigger you to know that they're a customer that's could be ripe for acquisition. We want to encourage you to do this. So that integration of understanding customers' behavior, and it could work vice versa, right? We have all this data around mail, and we customers can know when their mail piece, essentially know when their mail piece are arrived. If you have data, if you can leverage that data and then follow up with it with an email or some other type of communication that's relevant to a targeted customer, you're just going to be more successful. Timing is key. Timing and personalization is key with that, and the data and the integration of data across these channels is just. I feel like it's been around a little bit, but I feel like the market hasn't really taken it as far as it can go, and I would anticipate that to happen over the next several years.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're banking on. That this fundamental layer of automation technology ought to be able to be leveraged in mail much more extensively. And it's really a lot of the emails that we get now are driven out of these trigger-based automation tools. And we anticipate direct mail kind of transitioning the same way. Speaking of marketing tech, I think everybody's aware there's been an explosive growth for the last decade. There's a new report from this organization called Chief Martech that tracks the marketing tech landscape. There are now over 11,000 different marketing tech solutions available in the market. In 2011, there were 150. So there's been this incredible explosion of investment from the financial community, entrepreneurs, and it built this massive ecosystem of marketing tech. In fact, that's clearly what Postalytics is about. We've created Postalytics to give marketers the ability to leverage their marketing tech investments to drive successful direct mail and omni-channel campaigns. So, we've bought into this big time. So from your perspective, the USPS perspective, how do you view this evolution of the marketing tech landscape, and how do you see that helping marketers over the next several years to deploy their performance marketing goals?
Yeah, again, it gets to helping marketers look at the holistically their entire marketing campaign. Back in the day, it used to be that a marketing group would build. When I say back in the, they'd be building TV campaigns and radio campaigns, and then eventually it all became all digital stuff. But from that direct mail, in many instances, I always used to say that the marketers were sitting up on the 8th floor, and the direct mail team was on the second floor in a different part of the organization, and not very often did those two organizations work together. With the advancement of computer technology and the ability to manage data and integrate that data into existing CRM platforms that are out there, it's been unbelievable how it's enabled these marketers to get information and then integrate them into the channels that are most appropriate way to outreach to customers, and that includes direct mail. So now that just as easy it is to push a button to send a 10,000 emails, you could essentially do something very similar on the direct mail side. And technology is driving all that. And you mentioned the numbers of MarTech solutions that are out there, but you get smart people thinking about problems or solutions, and they'll come up with ways to create value out there that help businesses grow. And I think that's what's happened, and what has continued to happen in the MarTech space is everybody wants to get more customers or wants to strengthen those relationships with customers, and you got to, and the customer is king, right? You got to find ways to be most effective with with communicating with those customers, and in today's world, we get messages in many places. We get messages everywhere, and those. You mentioned how many we get every day. I think I remember like you only remember like 8 in any given day, 8 messages you get, or some you get inundated with hundreds and even thousands of messages a day, but you'll remember 8. You want to be one of those 8, and
exactly.
You may remember one from one channel, and I may remember one for. I mean, we're all different, so marketers got to be able to take all this data, know how each of their customers want to be talked to, what channel, what the message, what the timing is. And this technology in the smart tech space is helping marketers do that.
Excellent. Yeah, completely agree. And I think we're really still at the beginning of this process, at least as it relates to the direct mail world. So I think there's a ton more to do there. We're super excited and fired up about how this is going to continue to evolve. Speaking of technology, there's a product that the USPS launched in 2017 called Informed Delivery. It's this massively successful new product. There are over 50 million consumers enrolled in this thing. Can you help the audience understand, at a high level, what is Informed Delivery? Why do consumers love it so much? And how can marketers leverage this new channel and new product?
Yeah, so informed delivery has been an important asset that we've been able to provide marketers, in particularly with regard to again communicating with their customers. So essentially, informed delivery is a email that consumers get every day, which provides them images of the mail that they're going to get that day. So every morning I get an email; it'll show me images of the mail pieces that are coming into my mailbox that day. Amazing part is that's an email. Again, it's an email we send customers, but that email gets an open rate of nearly 60% open rate. Can you imagine emails getting a 60% open rate in today's environment? But it's incredible. So brands have the opportunity to get another exposure to consumers as part of that email. So we've enhanced the informed delivery, so you can add representative images in your informed delivery instead of the mail piece itself. You can add what we call campaigns, a way to engage the customer in that email, so that you could click on a campaign image and then go to their appropriate digital location. It's been a tremendous value add. It's sort of like the Postal Service's omni-channel within and of itself. And we're enabling marketers to leverage that in ways that leverage mail in ways that they haven't before. Like you said, I think we're even closer to 60 million users now, 60 million households leveraging informed delivery, and it keeps growing. We have efforts to continue to grow this because the opportunities that it provides consumers as well as marketers out there is amazing, and that what we found is informed delivery users of informed delivery from a consumer survey. They tend to be more engaged with brands. They tend to be more engaged with businesses that they get mail from. So it's a great asset out there that we encourage marketers. We have promotions that encourage our mailing community to take advantage of it and build campaigns. And the number of campaigns is growing astronomically. Also, as marketers get into this, this is one of those things that we knew once we started to push the rock down the hill, it would just gain momentum, and we're starting to see that now. Because as marketers start to realize the value of it, they're starting to, again, there's data around informed delivery as to who has it and who doesn't by geography, and they start to integrate this data into the other CRM data across other platforms. It's just become a tremendous asset for marketers.
Well, I think it's super exciting. We at Postalytics are investing heavily right now into some new things that will be rolling out early next year that we're really excited about in the form delivery space. And so a lot more to come from our perspective. And, congrats to you and the team that have built this platform that is so popular. I don't know any marketer out there that gets a 60% open rate on any kind of scaled email, daily email. I mean, it's truly amazing. So
yeah.
Congrats. It's a tremendous accomplishment.
Thank you.
Sure. So wrapping up, you're going to be participating in a webinar on October 20th, where you're going to be on a panel discussing this new research report with the Winterberry Group. We're going to include the details, how to sign up in the show notes. So anybody who's tuning in, highly recommend jumping on this webinar on October 20th. Where else can marketers follow you and the USPS and stay up to date on the latest and greatest coming out of your team?
Yeah, so we have a lot going on with our team, and a lot of it does revolve around some of the new initiatives that we're doing, and generally that is available on our USPS.com Postal Pro website. But we also tend to push out information from various communication industry alerts that we put out. But some important aspects of what we do have coming up. We are having a mail. We just got approval of a mail incentive from our regulator. So in 2024, we're encouraging marketers to grow their mail volume, both from a first class mail and a marketing mail side. And we're if you grow your mail volume for incremental volume above what you mailed in a previous period, you'll get a 30% discount. So that, as well as the continuation of our promotions, which encourage technology integration like the retargeting and the informed delivery and the tactile sensory mail pieces, we'll continue to promote those through our various channels. But we can get out there at USPS.com, and our Deliver website also has many of the thought leadership articles and information that we think is helpful for marketers.
Excellent. So everybody tune in, go to this webinar where Tom and the team are going to be talking about this latest research. Go to USPS.com, Postal Pro. If you're really in the mailing world, you know what that is. Lots of great stuff coming from the USPS. Tom, this has been tremendous. Really appreciate the opportunity to dive in today with you. Congrats on all the great work you're doing at the USPS. And thank you for sharing your time with our audience.
It's been great discussion, Dennis. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to speaking with you and the entire mailing industry as we move forward with our ongoing programs. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.